Ebusianfo masan so atena se aha eye Ghanatube so ensem de edoso nya ekoso ewo oman Ghana mu ene ye kase ye beka ye mfiri hanim se adofo ensem a ekoso ebi ne yenkotie mba.
I want to stay longer at the central bank because economist Dr. John Gachi and director at the Institute for Economic Affairs Dr. John Kwache have been appointed as advisors to the governor of the Bank of Ghana. They are among 4 other individuals that have been named to support policy-making decisions at the Bank of Ghana. Dr. Johnson Isiama gave details of these appointments at the monetary policy meeting today.
3 of them are advisors. The staff are already aware of them. Dr. Kwachi is seated on my left. Please wave to the media so they get to know you. He's not here for IEA. He's here for the bank. He's now an advisor with us, substantive member, part of the family. We also have Professor Gachi, John Gachi, who is a well-known figure. Professor Gachi is one of our advisors. He's here on a mission, and his mission is to help us introduce some other innovation which has to do with non-interest banking. He's going to advise us on how to implement it effectively. Then we have Dr. Francis Kuma, a senior, very senior person. He's worked here before many years, left to the IMF, spent all his working life at the IMF and now retired. And he's still happy to help us. And we are very much happy to have him as part of the family. The last one is our own, Mr. Belnye. Some of you know him as well. I always called him B because he ended up as head of banking supervision. He was also head of the monetary policy unit those days, so he's very comfortable both in terms of monetary policy and also financial stability issues. Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Away from that, local beverage producer Kasapreko PLC has hinted of plans to list some equities on the main market of the Ghana Stock Exchange. This is part of moves by the company to increase growth and scale up investments across the continent. Chief Executive of Kasapreko, Richard Ejay, disclosed this to some shareholders and the investor community during the presentation of the facts behind the figure series organized by the Ghana Stock Exchange. Here's more.
Has maintained an impressive growth trajectory since its listing on the fixed income market, with 2024 revenue going by 45% year-on-year to 2.7 billion Ghana cedis, driven by strong domestic sales and rising export demand. Speaking to the investor community at the fact behind the figure series, Managing Director for Kasapreko, Richard Ejay, disclosed that the board has given approval for listing equity shares onto the main market by the end of this year.
And this year, thanks to the board members and shareholders, we also have approval to list equity on the Ghana Stock Exchange on the main market. So, and the arrangers, I'll say special thanks to CBG for advising us to come onto the market, onto the capital market side. So as I said, one of the main goals is more or less to prepare the business for the next stage. Currently, as small shareholders, we cannot take on the African continent alone.
Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Abnamwa, used the occasion to urge investors to support Kasapreko in its quest to expand and contribute to economic growth.
How do we support Ghanaian businesses with their long-term economic and transformation growth to hire more people, to produce the goods and services that we need, and also to support our pensions sector, our savers. All of us are workers contributing into tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 pension schemes. What is that money being used for? So it can guarantee a good future, a good pension for us, and abate the poverty that we see when many of us go on pensions.
Kasapreko's growth momentum continued into the first quarter of 2025, with revenue up 52% and profit after tax climbing 184%.
We have the Joy Business Van after this.
Thanks for staying with us, everyone. First up, oil exploration firm Tullow has announced that it has commenced fresh drilling operations on the Jubilee field. The move, which is part of Tullow's 2-year program aimed at boosting oil production from the Jubilee area, will increase government's revenue from the sector. Here's more in the following report.
According to Tullow Oil, the upcoming campaign will be rolled out in phases beginning in May 2025, with additional activity scheduled for November and extending into 2026. It argues that we're building on previous high-performance records, taking drilling management to new heights throughout the project. The exploration firm in the notice added that this new campaign follows the completion of previous drilling program which ended in December 2024. This, Tullow says, delivered 18 new wells, 6 months ahead of schedule, and it was below budget. The earlier campaign noted that the managing director of Tullow Oil Ghana, Jean Mahama, has also stated that this move shows that Tullow Oil remains confident in Ghana's resource base. The announcement by Tullow Oil is coming at a time that production from the country's oil fields have been declining over the past month. Therefore, for some, this should come as good news for stakeholders and even government.
Now, President John Mahama has underscored the importance of enhanced trade relations between Ghana and the European Union, describing it as a critical step toward deeper economic cooperation. Speaking at the 2025 Ghana-EU Business Forum in Accra, the president noted that the EU remains one of Ghana's key trading partners, with imports from Ghana totaling approximately $3.25 billion in recent figures.
A world order that is changing from multilateral rules-based systems to unilateral and transactional relationships. We are proud of our partnership with the European Union. Our trade relationship with the European Union remains robust and mutually beneficial. According to the United Nations Comtrade database on international trade, in 2024, the EU imported approximately $3.25 billion worth of goods from Ghana and exported a total of $3.65 billion worth of goods to Ghana. It is worth mentioning overall that Ghana's total exports in 2024 reached a high of 294.9 billion Ghana cedis, which approximately stands at 20.4 billion US dollars. And Ghana recorded a trade surplus overall of 44.7 billion Ghana cedis. 3 commodities accounted for over 82% of our total exports, and these are gold at 163 billion Ghana cedis, mineral fuels and oil at 54.2 billion Ghana cedis, and cocoa and other related products at 28.6 billion Ghana cedis. In the first quarter of 2025, we've already recorded a 13% increase in non-traditional exports, such as processed foods, textiles, and shea butter, reflecting the positive impact of governments-backed industrial policies and renewed market access to the EU.
Ebusuafo we de wankasa ode waso ati edweni ehu nia ekoso ewo yemai Ghana mu ene mesho se ko comment section na fa comment no ebrem na mejebre akenkan ede amofefefe aha eye Ghanatube so insema ekoso ena onsa ebeka unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit notification bell no for more news updates. See ade akamo.